Good morning, guys and gals, and welcome to the Monday, October 28th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. I'm your ghoulish host. I hope everyone is, yes, new diet, definitely losing weight. Hope you're doing all right this morning. Tony, good morning, Jan, good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well. We have got 3 days left of Halloween. We're definitely getting in the mood around here. As you can tell, definitely getting in the mood. How are you guys all doing today? I hope you've had a great week. I've been running myself to the
Need
bone.
inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire
Oh,
countless
that's pretty
mouth-watering
cool.
meals with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons.
Kind of hard to have sound effects in the background without a little bit of advertising. I'll tell you guys what, I'm going to get rid of this real quick so we can get down to business. Ah, what a week it's been. Well, it's definitely one of the pleasures. Yeah, I wish Kroger was a sponsor. Yeah, Eco Monster. Sound isn't all that too well on this. This is supposed to be a long series of Halloweeny sound effects, and well, needless to say, it's not very sound effecty. Go figure. On occasion, I'll take the low-hanging fruit. Don't blame you there. Don't blame you there. Let's see if I can center this up a little bit more. My goodness. I keep turning it and it slowly turns back. I thought it was actually going to work this morning sideways. It was showing, like all the signs of, working for me the right way. And, well, needless to say, it's not. So like I said, I hope you guys have had a great week. I've been still working on the videos, trying to get investigations set up for this week before Halloween. I'll tell you what, I walked to work yesterday morning, and not only was the walk to work eerie, but once I got to work, and I've talked to my boss about doing an investigation at the old firehouse where the brewery is located, and he's told me, I've worked plenty of nights in here, and I really haven't heard anything that made me think that the place is haunted. And I told him, I said, it's got to be the right time and the right place. And I sat in there yesterday morning, processing the dough and stuff for last night's business. And We have stainless steel everywhere. I mean, this is a very, very well set up modern kitchen. And I was seeing movement in the stainless steel out of my peripheral vision and stuff. And I kept hearing all kinds of weird things. But I mean, you have to understand this place has been a firehouse for over 100 years. And it wasn't until about 10 years ago they built the brand new, larger firehouse on the outside of town. And this place became a um, a place they stored historic records and stuff like that, historic photos and things of the town and the county and everything. And they recently moved that into the old library right next door, and the firehouse sat empty. The For a very short time, the city workers used it as a main office, but then they built the brand new city building here in town with part of that grant money they got, and combined city workers, police department, everything there. So when my boss and his wife came into the state and decided to open a brewery, they purchased the old firehouse and completely remodeled it. But in the back, and it's really weird. My boss showed me one day right after I started there, and hey, Fade, good morning. I am doing fine. Hope you are as well. But he opened up the back door, and right inside this new addition that they built on is you go in about 10 feet, and there's the old brick wall that used to be the back of the firehouse. And they've taken it out long since, but there's now a hill at the back of the building that covers almost the whole lower floor. And if you look down, there's the old brick archway and the old floor where they used to pull the horse-drawn um, fire carts, fire wagons, down into that archway. And um, there's still a lot of the firehouse's history and stuff down in that lower basement. They've not had a chance to explore everything yet. Um, how are you doing? I'm doing absolute. Oh, Jan. First, I thought it said, "How do you adventure?" And it's like, "Oh, I adventure. I adventure." Good morning, Kyle. Good to see you, bud. Long time no see. I'm glad you're up early enough to see me. I'm usually at work or sleeping when you go live. Oh, but yeah, like I said, we're getting in the mood for Halloween. We got 3 days until I get to scare the bejesus out of a bunch of little kids. Of course, I'll be the old rotting scarecrow standing on a stack of wood with my hands out, and holding a big basket of candy. And right when they go reaching for it, you know, I'm going to be holding it like this or something like that. Right when they go reaching for it, I'm going to reach down and tap their hand. We'll see how many kids scream, pee on themselves, drop their candy. My goal is to end the night with more candy than I start with. So we'll definitely see how that works. I don't know. Been a while since I've you know handed out candy. That was Grandma's thing. Grandma used to love to hand out candy. So this first year of me doing it here is going to be my little throwback to her. She loved all the kids' costumes. And then, of course, I've told you guys before, our school teacher across the street, just to the north of us, her whole church group gets together and they do hot cocoa, hot cider, hot dogs, stuff like that for the kids. They set up like two or three pop ups in the yard and just hand out candy and cocoa and cider and hot dogs and give those kids that little boost of energy to keep right on going. But we have a good time in this neighborhood, and it's going to get even better this year because, like I said, I've got the graveyard set up in the front yard. I've got my ghoul rising up out of the trunk sitting out there. I'll have the headless horseman set up today, holding our little skull, you know, and just gonna have us some fun. Well, I mean, what do you guys do? Are you guys gonna hand out candy? I know Tony's not. He don't. Tony don't even decorate no more. He's pretty secluded out there, so people don't come out there trick or treating. But I figured probably some of us are going to be taking our kids out trick or treating, or we're going to be handing out candy and stuff to the neighborhood kids that come through. We usually have a lot of kids in this neighborhood. Don't know why. You never see any porch lights on at night, especially on Halloween. They're like, ooh. Oh, nope. Tony not going to do nothing. Jay should actually put on his Santa Claus suit and hand out peppermint sticks and stuff to the kids. Just to confuse the hell out of them. When Santa Claus answers the door on Halloween and hands out peppermint sticks and stuff like that, it's just they're gonna just kind of look at their mom and dad like, what the hell? What? What? Of course, Jan. She should put on a cute little a cute little elf outfit or something like that. I mean, she's one of those fun size little elf things. I mean, it would be great. It'd be funny just to see the look of confusion on these kids' faces when they're trying to figure out what's going on. You're Chucky this year. You're gonna have to send me pictures of that. That's gonna be just too cute. You in a little good guy's long sleeve shirt, and that's just gonna be funny. You're gonna scare Jay. That'd be good. That'd be good. I love Chucky. As a matter of fact, that's child play is on the menu tonight um, when the wife gets home from work. Last night we watched a movie called The Barons. Um, what in the world? Computer's doing all kinds of weird stuff this morning. I don't understand what's going on. But I actually slept in today, guys. You're not going to hear me. You're not going to hear me complain one single bit about not sleeping last night. I actually slept till 3:30 this morning. I'm normally awake by 1 or 1:30, and I woke up at 3:30 and thought, "What? I must be getting sick sleeping that long." I mean, I got a whole 5.5 hours sleep. Do you become in a trance or possess when listening to music? Make with Mike, good morning. It just depends on the music. I mean, I have a little Bluetooth speaker at work, and uh, I I've got several um, different channels on Pandora that I listen to, and one of them is uh, more of a gothic um, classical music channel, and listening to listening to that kind of gets you in that mood. I've also got a channel on there that is all of the old classic horror movie themes playlists. And when I listen to it, number one, I try to remember what movie it goes to. And then when I do, I start remembering clips from the movie that that music was playing during. So, good morning, Debbie. Happy Halloween to you too. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. But yeah, in a sense, I do become entranced kind of when I listen to different types of music. I have a lot of fun with it. You know, I've been a musician since I was in what? Well, I think I was four the first time that I ever sang in public, and then in the fifth grade I joined band, and that's when I started playing the drums. And I'm still to this day a musician. So always listening to different types of music and getting the enjoyment out of it, the relaxation out of it, not having to deal with the normal world for a while. Um, but been busy, been super busy, guys, making trying to fit in time um, to make the videos. I just uploaded one this morning for next month, and it's the president's house from the LBJ library, where Lady Bird Johnson is narrating and talking about the side of the White House that the public doesn't see. Um, yeah, you know, I actually, you got to go back and watch the first couple minutes of the live stream, uh, Mike, to get the gist of it. I mean, you know, I had the moving jaw, skeleton mask on, and you know, these gloves. I just realized it's too hard to smoke a cigar or take
Forced
a
to go
drink of
rogue,
coffee.
hunted from
And
within.
there we go.
This is
We're
Call of
having
Duty Black
even
Ops 6.
more
Available now.
available now.
Rated M for mature.
And no place to skip it. I love that. Tell you what, we're gonna kill that because I can't afford to run the risk of a strike or two um, from having commercials in there. So, but then again, you know that great all-powering search for good background music um, for different videos. You know that one where they wanna slap you with a copyright strike or something like that for their own listed copyright free music. So it doesn't matter who you go through, they're going to find some reason, or somebody out there is going to say, hey, that song slightly resembles a song that I wrote. So I want to claim the royalties to that video. Yeah, see, that's our problem, Mike, is we became eligible for monetization over a year ago. But because of the process of setting up monetization, I can't do it because I have all of these mobile devices around here, and mobile device setup isn't an option. It's got to be done from a regular computer. So even though we've had some videos here this year, that's got multiple thousand views and stuff like that, we're not making anything. That's why I put up that little PayPal thing, like is, you know, tagged up at or pinned up at the top of the chat. Um, that's that's how I make my extra funds for anything pertaining to the channel because much like everybody else in America, I go out and I work just to have that money direct deposited in the bank, and I don't ever see any of it. So, what do you do? I make my money on here. So, the monetized BS is copyright BS, monetized BS, guidelines BS. It's all BS. Oh, has anybody else snuck in? There's Make with Mike, there's Kyle, there's Debbie, there's Jan, there's Tony. It says we got 17 people watching. There's not 17 people chatting. Some of y'all just lurking back in the shadows. And that's okay. I never made a cent from YouTube. That's because you're too controversial, man. If you got on YouTube and talked about puppy dogs and kittens and um, things like that, uh, you'd probably get famous. Good morning, Rob. I make money on my YouTube, but there's a lot that you have to do. The extra money is very nice to have. Yep, and you're a married man. You work at your regular job. It all goes in the bank and helps to pay the bills. Going to different locations to film, upgrading your equipment, um, new editing programs, things like that. You have to find a way for your channel to become profitable, to be able to afford anything. Um, just so you got a couple dollars stuck in your pocket. So if you get stopped by the police, they can't pick you up for vagrancy for not having any money in your pocket. That is a thing, by the way. I became a pampered chef consultant trying to find ways to make extra money. Yeah, I use the extra money that I make on YouTube to go and film travel things I need for the channel, etc. Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, the First and Second Amendment are driving principles of early watch and have been from day one. Oh, yeah, definitely. If you don't like what I say, don't fucking listen. I have to agree. I mean, hey, Ty, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. Getting ready for spooky night. But no, getting back to work, guys. Or getting back to that work conversation I was having. I'm in there working yesterday morning, and I heard I was out back. I was smoking, and I heard dishes clink. Very distinctive sound. And right beside the second make table across the room from where I do my work at, I go in and I'm looking around, and the dishes are stacked up on the top rack um, of the wire rack right there. And they're stacked. There's about 8 of them sitting up there, and 4 of them are stacked straight. One of them is offset this way. The one on top of it is offset this way, and the other 2 are stacked straight. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, I straightened those dishes when I came in because they were too close to the edge of the wire rack. I didn't want to accidentally bump it with one of the carts rolling through. I straightened those. Why are they setting cockeyed again? Well, about a half hour later, I'm over there and I'm processing the dough and everything, and I hear something hit the stainless steel table over there by the plate rack. And the Bluetooth speaker, which is about that big, probably about that big around, had fallen off the top of the wire rack by the plates, hit another stack of plates on the table, and then hit the stainless steel table. Something, and every free second I got after that, I was walking through the brewery just talking to no one. I wanted to let them know I've been there for over 3 months. They know me. They know I have respect for them. And as soon as possible, I was going to come in and only talk specifically to them. So, morning, Squatch. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. There you are, orientated. Where are the videos I'm doing lately? Where are the videos I'm doing lately? Abandoned retail outlets, because there's quite a few businesses going out of business. So those videos are actually doing well. It's sad to see. Oh, definitely. I go home today. 2 weeks of unplanned vacation is exhausting. I bet it is. Vacation. Whew. Sometimes you need a vacation from vacation. I have orientation tomorrow for work. What kind of job, bud? I'll be working with Brenna, just a different department. There you go. That's very cool. Good morning, me. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Why does this bloody computer keep going into sleep mode? That's really weird. I'm going to have to go back into settings and check them out because it's never done that before. Of course, my little Felix is doing well since finding out that she was a type 1 diabetic just a couple of days before her 16th birthday. She still has, you know, issues with finding enough fat on her belly to actually poke herself with the needle. So there are times when mom or I have to do it. But other than that, she's hitting this thing like a champ. She got her full time glucose monitor Yesterday, the insurance company from her sperm donor actually finally came through and covered about 2/3 of her prescriptions after 3.5 weeks of fighting. It finally came through, so the wife was able to get off work yesterday, drive 45 minutes to one of the very few places here in the area that the insurance covers. Um, and after 3.5 weeks of, being told the prescriptions were ready, and her going over there and finding out that there's a 200 some odd dollar copay because the state of Michigan picked up their portion, but the his provided insurance Aetna wouldn't pick it up. So after making all those trips over there, she finally got smart and started asking, "Has the copay been cleared yet? Did his insurance finally come through?" And we found out that everything except the ketone strips and the test strips have been covered. So hopefully this week they're coming back and they're covering like one item at a time. So hopefully the ketone strips and the test strips. Luckily, I have a surplus of test strips um, here that fit in my machine or my blood glucose tester. So she gets to use um, my machine and my test strips. I'm not saying good morning to me, but good morning to me. That was confusing. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We need the money bad. So I didn't have a choice. Very true. Very true. Gotta run. Kids to school. Take care. You too, Ty. Take care of yourself, and we'll catch you later, bud. Good luck with your orientation tomorrow. My insulin pens cost me nothing. Dude, I'll tell you what, they they rape and pillage when it comes to diabetic supplies. I was shocked when that first week when she found out that she was type 1. The wife was trying to get the insurance thing, squared away, but there kept being that copay. So she got onto Amazon, paid $12 for like 100 strips. But 100 strips don't last very long when you're you're checking your sugar every 2 hours. So I mean, you figure you're going through 12 a day. That first week, she burnt through that 100 strips. So that's when I start digging through my treasure chest and pulling out all my little yellow envelopes that had my alcohol pads and my test strips and everything in it. And I pulled them out like 4 boxes of test strips. So, that's what's got her through. And I had to get back into my treasure chest again last night and dig out a couple more boxes of them since the insurance still hasn't covered it. Of course, can't do much about the ketones. I never had to pee on a stick, but they want her to. So, bye, honey. Have a good day. As she drives by the window, look at the statement before my last. Um, my insulin pens cost me nothing or me. Do, 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 do. Now I'm hearing thumping and stuff here. I swear that was coming from back here, which there's nothing back there but the front yard. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah, they've got her. It's really different. I mean, I've been diabetic, type 2 diabetic, for what, 8 years now, 8.5 years. And they have her doing so much more than they had me doing. I mean, so many more finger pricks, so many more, um, so many more everything. They had me on one type of insulin. Then they put me on a fast acting and a slow acting insulin. They've got her on a daytime insulin and a nighttime insulin. Doing everything in their power. I mean, I, I look back on my life now. I think I wish I would have invested in stocks for pharmaceutical companies. They, they put this medicine on the market to help people live, but I don't think they care if they live in a box or live in a house. I mean, it's without insurance, people can't make it these days. I've known people that were on medicine that cost them, $1,000 a month. It could be Grandma Jan. You never know. My injection is 1,800 a week. Ow! Damn! Damn! Yeah, you never know. I'm actually honestly thinking about on um, Halloween night, setting up the equipment out there at the kitchen table again, like I did here, a couple years ago, and seeing if we can communicate with Grandma. Because if you guys remember right, if you was part of the channel back then, I had that equipment. Um, I had that equipment set up here a couple of years ago and was right after, not very long, about 6 months after Grandma's passing. And what we were picking up, who we were picking up, was not who we intended to. We were talking to somebody that confirmed right there on film that they lived here when this was early as a town. Scully Pop, what is up, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a coon's age, man. But I have a lot of fun with the Halloween season, as you guys have been able to tell, with the 31 days of Halloween. Um, what's a coon's age? A long, long time. Them coons can live forever, man. I seen a coon one time that was so old and so gray it looked like a fat possum. Yeah, it's kind of like the statement once in a blue moon, or or that old statement, rare as hen's teeth. I'm just trying to stay busy for y'all, between um, my hours increasing slowly outside the household. Um, every spare second that I'm not sleeping, I'm in here trying to find really cool stuff to bring to you guys. I could be out putting up my headless horseman in the front yard right now, but I'll be completely honest. Right now it's 38 degrees here, and I don't feel like going outside. I'm going to wait till the sun comes out, which it's making its way a little bit through the trees. So I'll get that up today, get him all lit up, and try to have a little bit of fun with the kids on Thursday night. Yeah, there is a lunar event called Blue Moon, just like the Wolf Moon, the Blood Moon. Um, so it's a time type thing. Yeah, yeah. I don't remember either. I really honestly don't. So, once again, you guys know, and here's my disclaimer. I really honestly wish I could type it across the screen right now, but you guys know I don't follow politics. I don't like to talk about politics. It's just one more thing that causes friends to fight. But have you been staying on top of this thing? I mean, we have just a little over a week until election day. And I am just, thank you, Jan, for that. Good morning, Santee. Good to see you, bud. Especially the thing I've been following or thing I've been hearing mostly is this whole McDonald's kabopery. Trump, the news is saying that the McDonald's that he was working the fryer and the drive through in is a closed down McDonald's, that the people that came through the drive through were handpicked to come through, that, it was not an actively running McDonald's. Um, and then, of course, he had to make his little slams towards Kamala about her saying that she worked at McDonald's, but then saying that McDonald's said she never did work for them. And then, of course, the news shows the actual statement from McDonald's about how they could not keep accurate records of every single employee from the 80s. So there was a very good chance that she actually did work there in her younger years for a while. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, you guys know my views on this. No matter if it's a turd that you picked up out of your yard or it's a turd that you took to a lapidary and had them polish it and then you had it chrome dipped so it's a shiny turd. Regardless of which one you're holding, they're both a turd. They're both a turd. So it doesn't really matter which direction you go, you're still going to get shat on. If I get one more oversized postcard from a politician, I'm going to go ballistic. Tell me about it, dude. Tell me about it. That's all we ever get in the mail anymore. And see, that's why I ended the, that right there. I'm out later, no politics for me. And that's exactly why I don't like to talk about politics. Yeah, Jan, thank you. Yep, who cares? Exactly. You know, mudslinging. When did when did slinging poop back and forth at each other become part of the election process? I would absolutely love to be able to find history on when mudslinging, became part of the political process. I don't give a flying frick if she worked at Mickey D's. Some political points are just fucking stupidity. Amen to that. Amen to that. I mean, you look back through history and you look at these presidential candidates who stand up in public and they give their speech at the podium while their political opponent is sitting right there beside them and they're listening. And then they're commenting on things they said when it's their turn to get up and stand at the podium. And they shake hands and they act like gentlemen and they have a mutual respect for each other and the best man wins. And for some reason, we decided we're going to start acting like a bunch of chimpanzees in a zoo and flinging poop at each other. I'm undead also. Good morning, dog. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Have you not been doing your morning streams, Keith? I've not I've not seen an advertisement or got a notification for a morning stream in I don't know how long. Yeah, it's just bad. I mean, that's all it is. It's. But I'm gonna get off this subject now before I chase more folks away. Like I said, I don't like talking about it. I just find some things extremely humorous and entertaining. It's about grabbing a headline. So many today don't have the attention span to listen to anything more than just 30 to 60 seconds. Yep. That's all right. I understood what you meant. That comma is not a necessity. It's just a suggestion. This isn't English class. We're not gonna, scold you for improper um, pronunciation, you know, proper use of periods, commas, dashes, slashes. Um, just about anything and everything, Danny. Good morning, bud. Um, just got done talking about this whole laughable BS about McDonald's and Trump and Harris and why anyone would give a rat's patootie if she worked at McDonald's or not. I got my 3 Bandmade CDs Friday. Very cool. I bet the wife is tired of that already. um, yep, every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday morning, Thursday night, Friday night, Sunday night. Yeah, I've not got a single notification for anything. No, I only listen to them in the truck. Ah, gotcha. I'll be silent on that, or the garage. Yeah, and that's why it was a short-lived conversation, Danny. I already had one regular leave. Um, you know, I don't take political sides. I won't do it, and I won't be serious about politics. A lot of people probably forgot that 4 years ago, you know, I stood up here and joked about, your donations can help me to run for the president of the United States. What the political trail costs these days to do the travels and things like that to run for president, we could have 1 million followers on this channel and everybody donate $2 every single month, and it wouldn't be enough. That's why you got to be rich to run for president. People like me and you don't stand a chance because we're barely going to have enough money to travel around our own state, let alone the other 49. Do a fair bit of political hacking on early watch. Bought a sewer camera at an auction the other day for $35. I can see I've never seen before. I bet you can. You are too liberal to be my president. Thank you very much. I have you know, sir, that I believe that every American should have at least one serviceable firearm in their home at all times. I believe that all Americans who carry over $5, a large sum of money by 1880 standards, are required by law to have at least one serviceable firearm on their person at all times. I believe that the common man, me and you, and everybody else in here, should all have a 50% tax break. I believe that anybody who served in a government position, be it military, be it Secret Service, be it whatever, should never have to pay taxes, period. And that includes public servants, firemen, EMTs, policemen. Just, I hide no secret. I'm headed off to work. Have a great day. You too, Jan. Take care, honey. I hide no secret who I support. It certainly is not the Dems. That should clear it up. If anyone, dot, dot, dot. Just watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, we're not going to pay for it. We have enough streaming channels. We'll wait for it to come on Netflix or Disney or whatever for free. I was just looking last night and all of our channels. I didn't check Disney, but all of our other channels, it's still, rent to watch or buy. Um, we don't have the money for that. We've been waiting to see it, and we don't have the money for it. Um, but I do not hate lives or Dems either. Best line from Deadpool versus Wolverine is "Let me show you something huge." That's what Scoutmaster Kevin used to say. Yeah, I don't care if everyone has a gun and it's each person's choice. That's the freedom we have. You vote for who you want. Exactly. I didn't like that movie. It sucked. I thought it was on congressmen and presidents as well. See, crookedity is exposed. I didn't like the movie either, and but I liked that line. I saw it on YouTube. Someone posted it. Get Muscle TV at $15 a month. Get 5,000 channels, all the games, new movies. Wow. There used to be um a channel on here on internet that I watched for all of my movies. People would usually, take a movie camera into the theater somewhere overseas, Russia, Japan, whatever, and they'd film the movie, then upload it on there. And yeah, sometimes they would edit it and make it look really good. Sometimes they would just take whatever they recorded in the theater and upload that. So you had to be real careful um, what you was watching. And sometimes they would be under a different title and would not be that movie. So, like I said, when we done the premiere of Ghostbusters Afterlife here a few years ago, the wife and I really wanted to see it again, but we weren't going to pay $20 to watch it at home. So we waited like 6 months, and there it was on Netflix for free. So we did the same thing with Frozen Empire. We sat and we waited for it to come on TV. Anyways, got a lot going on for Halloween. Me too, bud. Me too. I'm gonna have me some fun out here, scaring some little kids to death. I've got my headless horseman to put up today. I'll be out there dressed up as a scarecrow, standing on a big pile of a big block of wood, holding a basket, with my my hand holding the side of it. Whenever the kids reach in the basket, I'm going to reach down and tap their hand real quick. It's like I said earlier, my goal is to end the night with more candy than I start with. You know, how many kids are going to pee on my sidewalk and drop their bag of candy? That's my goal. I've been slowly adding to the decorations out there in the front yard. Of course, I got to go out today and blow leaves because now my tombstones and everything are all covered in dead leaves. So I got to get that area blown out. And, you know, hopefully in the next 3 days, we don't have a truckload of leaves fall in the front yard again. Um, what all do you have going on, Danny? Lord, I miss the days when there's 4 channels of nothing on instead of 4,000. Yeah, tell me about it. I remember when there was only 3. I don't remember only 3. I remember my UHF channels, which where I lived at, we had one channel out of Muncie, Indiana, channel 49, and then we had 6, 8, and 13. Oh, we had 4. Channel 4 was out of Indianapolis at the time, and you know we used to watch all of our morning cartoon shows and stuff on Channel 4. So we actually had 5 channels when I was growing up. And then cable, and then satellite, and now streaming. PBS didn't start till 69. PBS, good for Antique Roadshow or Ken Burns, Docs, Nova, Secrets of the Dead. Yeah, yep, PBS. We had 19, 25, 31, and 47. Truck treat at Lodge, Halloween at the castle. Oh, nice. Nice. Are you doing a ghost tour at the castle, or is it just going to be a Halloween celebration kind of thing? And on skip days, we could get 17 and 20, but they were the same as 19 and 25. Yeah. Well, our 49 out of Muncie, Indiana was our PBS channel. And that was Sesame Street, Mister Rogers, things like that. And then in the mid '80s, we got Channel 20 on UHF, and that was um, Nova, National Geographics, um, things like that. Cosmos with Carl Sagan. Um, so yeah, it's the big 3: CBS, NBC, ABC are all crap now. Yeah, and it just tickles me that for the longest time when this whole satellite thing started, you could either have a satellite on your house or you could still go through your antenna and pick up your local stations. But now the streaming services, if you look for them, all have your local channels on them. So, and streaming is free. So just pay for an internet modem or a Wi-Fi modem in your home, and you can watch all your local channels plus the other 46,000 270 channels that are out there. Most of our watching is Roku and YouTube. I spend a lot of time watching Roku at night, especially when the girls are doing their card night or whatever, like they will be doing tonight. I'll be on Roku channel or Netflix or Disney or Discovery or whatever. Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice, there'll be a fair few broadcast channels these days. Um, Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice, Witches, etc. at Castle. Sounds like a lot of fun, Danny. Sounds like a lot of fun. I was really hoping that I would hear from you yesterday or something about possibly, going back out there to that schoolhouse or something tonight, since, today's my day off and everything. Um, and I don't have to be in till 9 tomorrow morning, um, because all I have to do is make the dough for Wednesday. So it's an easy peasy couple days. Um, but yeah, I sat around here yesterday. I carried my phone with me everywhere, just hoping that I would hear from you and Crystal and say, "Hey, you want to go do that schoolhouse tomorrow night or tonight even?" But you know, we're picking you Tuesday if you're free. I will be home. See, Tuesday. Well, Tuesday during the daytime isn't too awful bad. Tuesday nights are the killer because Wednesday mornings I get up at 1 a.m. To go to work extra early because I've got um, so much work to do between, processing the old dough for Wednesday's work, making new dough for Thursday, cleaning out the boxes of dough that didn't get used, doing all the washing, all the cleaning for the new week of operation. But Tuesday during the daytime is good. I should be home before noon on tomorrow. That's why Mark and I have such a hard time getting out to do an investigation because since he had to move casinos from Dewaljack to South Bend, now he's on swing shifts. So he never knows what he has to work, but he usually always has to work on a Sunday or a Monday night. And Sundays are ideal because I'm only at work for a couple hours on Sunday, then I got the whole rest of the day and the night because I don't work on Mondays. But my schedule's not always idyllic for everybody. Does anyone care to come and put the lower control arm on my truck? Um, I'm just not mechanically inclined enough to risk somebody else's life. Besides that, by the time I left here and walked to your house, you'd probably have it done yourself and already put 200 or 300 miles on that truck. So yeah, it'd be a waste for me to do it. Ben, good to see you, bud. How you doing? This bloody thing keeps going into sleep mode. I don't understand it. I'm sitting here and I'm watching me. There is no reason for it to be going into sleep mode. Oh hell, it's 3 bolts and 2 nuts. Um, why isn't it 3 bolts and 3 nuts? Why do you want a floppy bolt? Why do you want to run the risk of losing your bolt? Why do you want to? I don't. That'd be scary, dude. I think I'd want. I think I'd want all 3 nuts on my bolts. Looking fresh, Drew. Man, I got tired of all the long hair down here and everything. I trimmed everything up the other day. I actually felt really fresh, which, you know, sometimes we got to do it because, it's like things constantly fly at you. It exhausts you, whether it be family, whether it be work, whether it be friends, whatever. So, whatever we can do to make ourselves feel a little fresher, make us feel like getting out and doing things, whatever the case may be. I was starting to look like Colonel Sanders anyway. The hair was like clear down to here. Now, if you go back and watch the first few minutes of this live stream, I was looking deader than hell. So, there you have it. I've improved just in the last, hour and 15 minutes. I got 2 nuts and one hard as fuck bolt. I bet you do. And I bet, Mrs. Big Ben loves that. That's one hard bolt. Jokes. But 2 of the nuts don't have corresponding bolt to remove. Oh, okay. Well, Crystal mentioned Tuesday or Wednesday, and I told her Sunday or Monday are my free days. Crazy ass woman. She's driving. Drew, there's no misses. I'm single, brother. Even better. Even better. There's now there's yeah. That's just a free pass to run all around Australia and discuss your nuts and bolts in every pub you run across, even on the streets. Hey, are you a mechanic? I got a couple nuts I need twisted. Doesn't sound like this week is conducive. She has doctor's appointments today. Unless anyone ladies likes me enough to become Mrs. Big. There you go. That's fine, Danny. That's fine. After she sent me the pictures of that schoolhouse the other day, I am completely and utterly fascinated with that place. A man can dream. It's what it's all about, man. Big dreams. How? What is it that Zig Ziglar used to say, the motivational speaker Zig Ziglar, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. That's what it is. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. I am not even reading those comments. We already border too much on the obscene. I'm just not going to read those comments. Not out loud anyway. I've done already, read them and chuckled about them. So it is by YouTube standards. I'm back for what's left of the stream. Well, you're doing good. We got about 41 minutes left. So, good job driving by the school, kicking the kids out the door while the truck's moving, and rushing back home. Um, what the fluck? Welcome back. I like that, Tony. I'm telling you, smart man. He drives by the school, tells the kids, okay, at the count of three, tuck and roll. Now, sometimes he counts faster than other times, and sometimes they don't roll as well. But still, he 97% of the time they hit the grass, except for that one time he was going too fast and his daughter hit that tree when he pushed her out. But I mean, yeah, that's not important. She was fine. Didn't do anything but knock the bark off the tree. But that's because she's a Holton. So it's good. It's all good. Three schools. Dropped Brianna off at work. Stopped for cigarettes, and just now got back home. It's nice to know that. It's nice to know that you've always got that possible career in NASCAR with those driving skills. Kicked ass at school. Well, all the bullies' asses in. There you go. There's positivity for you, bud. Can't do that at the girls' school. Two cops are the ones getting kids out of cars. Okay, well, all right. You got me on that one. They don't see the humor for some reason in you tossing the kids out an open window and the cops just catching them in their arms. I don't understand. I mean, they're parents themselves, most of them. They should see the humor in that. Torpedoing your kids out the window at the cops. You know, as tough as your daughters are, though, I mean, they would probably consider that as, like assaulting a police officer or something like that. I mean, trying to hit them with a little skinny spear coming out of a moving car window. It's okay. It's Drug Awareness Month here, so they have cops there every morning. I got to get some sleep. Got to get up at 5:30 a.m. for work. 5:30 a.m. is when I leave for work. 5 days a week, 4 days a week. Take that back. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I leave here at 5:30. Wednesdays I leave at 3:30, and Tuesdays I don't got to leave till 8:30. So you go on, get to bed, man. Sleep is important. Take care of yourself. Do well. Stay well, and we'll catch you later, bud. Much love, Ben. You start at 7. I usually start as soon as I get there. I unlock the door, shut the alarm off, go to work if it's 15 minutes early, half hour early. I'm the only one there. What the hell's it matter? Back in the day, kids used to walk to school. You know, I remember when we used to have to walk 20 miles to school in knee deep snow, uphill, both ways. I remember hearing that when I was little. Of course, I was the smart aleck that used to look at him and say, "Didn't you just tell me last week that you were 16 when you got that old Chevy or that Corvair or whatever, and used to drive it back and forth to school? What about that? What about Grandpa's 50 Ford truck that you told me you used to drive?" My hours will probably be all over the place. Good seeing you too. Good seeing you too, Ben. We'll have to link up on Messenger or something sometime and do a little face to face chatting, bud. But yeah, we don't have any snow yet either, but we've been getting down in the 30s. It's only 38 degrees here right now at 9:25 in the morning. It was 33 when I woke up at 3:30. So yeah, it's no snow here yet. Yet. Not all. Take care, Ben. We dry as a bone. It's Australia. They don't make stocking caps and scarves for koala bears. And could you imagine a kangaroo hopping through the forest wearing a scarf? They'd hang themselves on a tree limb or something. Always want to maybe we can have virtual brews together. If I can ever have the money to be able to afford a brew, I was just sitting here earlier thinking, man, the girls are going to have card night tonight. I don't have to go to bed early like I normally do. It'd be nice to sit down and have a drink. Not had a drink in 3 weeks. Not had the money. What do you do? 55 here. You lucky bastards. It's 38 here right now. Like I said, it was like 30, 33 or 34 when I woke up. It dropped down to 32, and here we are, 6 hours later at 38. So And we're only supposed to get up to like 62 today. It's 47 here, supposed to hit the 80s this week. I ain't had a drink in a year and several months. I feel for you, bud. I don't know what we're supposed to be this week. I don't think we're supposed to hit the 80s anytime. Let me see here. What's it say for this week? 65 for a high today. Yep, we're going to hit the 80s tomorrow. We're going to hit the 80s. We're going to hit 81 tomorrow. And then it's up and down the rest of the week. 79, 67, 51, 59, 60. So that's going to be our week. It's supposed to be like 65 degrees on Halloween, though. Be the first year since I moved to Michigan 9 years ago that we've not had snow on Halloween. That's going to be weird. I ain't had a drink in a year and several months. I'll buy you a drink, my man. I did buy a bottle of whiskey Saturday, but that wasn't for me. I haven't had a drink since my last event. Man, it used to be every week when I got, paid by a check, I would go out to the bank, cash it. I'd hit the grocery store, buy my $16 bottle of my chocolate liqueur, and I would sit and sip on that for an entire week until my next paycheck. Now, the wife was real nice here about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and bought me a bottle, but that niceness ended the next Friday. We're nice all the time. Why does the spouse's nice only come in spurts? I came to the realization that I don't like me much when I drink. I bet you're fun. I bet you're fun when you drink, depending on what you drink. Now, in my younger days, when I hung out in the bars and stuff, I had friends that rode, I rode, you know, I'd sit and I would drink beer at the bar. And when they seen me start to order whiskey, that's when they'd follow me around because they knew somebody was out scuffing for trouble and I was going to try to end that trouble as quickly as possible. So I was numbing up. Um, I was a little bit of a hellraiser in my younger days. I was calm, cool, and collected in school, and something about going to the military made me less of a hellraiser and more of a unofficial security, something like that. So I'd numb up. Yeah, I've never been a big guy. I've always been a little guy. I'm only 5'7 3/4, 5'7.5" now. But some of them guys over 6 feet tall. And some of them had arms as big around as my thigh. So I had to numb up. The nice usually doesn't last long. Go figure. Stupid people in the bar kind of ruin my good vibe. So I kind of understand that. Um, you're in a good mood, you're having fun. some bunghole likes to start chatting on everybody's parade. So, that's when you got to drink up, step up, get up, well, whatever you need to do. But, all that hanging around in those places, all that numbing up, things like that, I'm proud to say that I never instigated. Never instigated. I always took care of my friends. I always took care of women that I seen were getting messed with or something like that. Um, Never instigated. So I am proud about that. Last time I got hammered, I ran out of whiskey before I was drunk enough to not remember every word I said. It was a revelation. I had a defining moment in my life that made me realize that I could be a dick. I don't like being a dick. So I decided. It's all right, Tony. Sometime in our lives, we all have that revelation, that moment where we come to a conclusion. We have an epiphany. I've had a few. I don't mind being a dick, but that was beyond that. I think we've all been in that situation before. If maybe not ourselves, but somebody in the group just, you know, too rapidly became 6 foot tall, bulletproof, and mouthy as hell. And we sat there and we debated whether or not um, they realized how stupid they looked. It's really sad when it's you, but somebody else in the room, at least you can laugh about it. They're trying to be big and bad and everything, and they just look like, so. Good morning, David. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. For the most part, I didn't drink in a crowd. I never drank at home. There for the longest time, I would I would get off work at 5 o'clock. I'd go home, jump in the shower, put on my clothes, go hang out at the bar, sit there till midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, go home, get 2 or 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, get up, go to work, rinse and repeat 6 days a week. I never drank at home unless it was like my own party or something like that, which wasn't very often. Why was I going to have a party and buy a bunch of food and spend money that I could spend up at the bar um, that somebody else was hosting? I was always that quiet drinker, though. I was that guy that sat in a corner, watched everybody. Every once in a while I might walk through with my drink with the owner or whatever and just watch. He'd look one direction, I'd look the other. And like I said, I always was drinking my beer, drinking my long necks, and but it, when they and I mean, I got in real close buddy with some of these guys, and even if the owner or the manager wasn't around, the bartender, when they seen me start ordering whiskey and coke or whatever, if it was anything other than a beer, they would let the owner, the manager, whatever know, hey, Drew's cruising, man. He's numbing, and that was always it. When the kids were little, they'd like drunk dad. He was funner than sober dad. There was a TV show an animated show here a few years ago called Brickleberry, and one of the characters on there is Bobby Possumcott. He's just a hillbilly living in a state park or national park in his trailer, and he is randomly drunk and driving his tractor around, cutting down trees or whatever the case may be. And there's one episode where they have a park inspection, and Bobby's running through naked in the park on his tractor, pulling a big old mower deck behind him, running over bushes and trees and animals and everything else. And they went to throw him out of the park, and they were telling him what he was doing. He said, "Oh, you're looking for drunk Bobby. He'll be here in 12 ounces." I used to drink almost everywhere. Not so much anymore. I haven't had a drink since last February, but we'll have a few New Year's Eve. I don't have any issues drinking beer, but I don't like beer. I've kind of moved on, I don't really. I still have a sip of whiskey on the holidays. Um, when we have it around. I don't really drink beer all that much anymore, unless I'm with Mark or something like that, because he's a big Bush Light fan. So when he comes over here just to hang out or something like that, he always brings a case of Bush Light with him. I have like I said, I have a chocolate liqueur that I like. It's got a much higher alcohol content than the beer does, and I buy it up here at our grocery store. It only cost me $16 for a big bottle, um, and it lasts me a week. So that's pretty much, I got that sweet from the chocolate. I got that little bit of oomph from the liqueur. Oh yeah, hell, I tossed the last 21 bottles of beer I had in the trash. I couldn't force myself to drink that stuff. I've drank my share of Bud Light, Bud Platinum. If it was made by Bud, I'd probably drink it. But then again, I had my palate destroyed growing up because my dad always drank Stroh's. Y'all remember Stroh's beer? You could poison livestock with that stuff. You could cure meat. I did really try, and this was Corona and Modelo. See, that's what the stepson drinks. He drinks a lot of Corona, and I just never I just never got a taste for Corona. I don't know why. I mean, I hear it's good. I just haven't found the good one yet. I was always able to get two down, then it was fine. There you go. It's all right. One of these days, hopefully sooner than later, I'll be able to afford to go up and get me another bottle, and I'll be just fine. And I'll be fun, Drew, instead of hiding out in the bedroom and yeah, when the girls have card night. I was always able to get two down. I was fine. The lime is a must-have with Mexican beer. Hmm. I've I had an incident um, when I was in the military on leave back home with my wife on a New Year's, and the people that were hosting our little get together, we started off shooting pool, drinking Bud Light, and then we moved on to sitting down playing cards and doing snake bites. You know, shot of tequila, lick the salt, suck on a lemon. Well, they ran out of lemon. So then we start doing lemon juice. Then we start doing lime juice. We're sitting there playing cards, and I remember looking down at their dog. I remember looking up at their dog. I remember trying to stand back up and throwing up on their dog, and all I tasted was tequila and lime. Not been able to do lime or tequila since then. I've also not been back to their house in the couple of years that me and the first wife were together after that incident, because supposedly there's pictures out there of me standing in their hallway in my boxer shorts telling everybody to get the F out of my house. It was time for me to go to bed. It was not my house, guys. So I try to stay away from, those things that took me over the edge. Tequila and lime juice. I think that meds have changed my reactions to alcohol. Yes, dear. What's wrong? Oh, give me just a second, guys. I gotta shoot the kid. I'll be right back. Talk real nice amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back. Oh, that scared the bejesus out of me. Blam! And he's back. The man without the mask. Back in the days when I did living history displays, me and Jimbo would open up a Bud Light, top off the bottle with scotch, and um, evident, evidently we ain't capable of being nice. I worked the door at a club for a few years, had to babysit the waitresses after their shifts were done so they could have a drink with. Why am I spinning? Okay, it says I'm live again. But yeah, I done security at a club one time, and the manager always scheduled the girls to whoever started the evening shift would finish the evening shift. So my attention could be on the door and the patrons, not as much my girls, because they were all working until the place closed. They could sit down and have their drinks for half hour, 40 minutes, whatever, after the patrons had all left. So we got real lucky on that one. I didn't have the added responsibility of watching them um, if they were doing their thing. The only thing I had to watch was to make sure that the patrons didn't get handsy or too awful rude with them. Um, because I was not above going ballistic. I don't know. Uh, when you worked there, David, did you feel like you know? And I don't know what the age comparison was between you and the girls, but did you ever feel like they were your sisters or um, they were whatever the case may be, and your number one job was to make sure that they were not being disrespected or something like that, because that's how I always was in that situation. If I was the male in charge of taking care of everybody, I felt like they were my sisters or my girls or whatever, my daughters, and you know I wanted to put them top priority. I don't remember much after a bit. Man, these watch times are going nuts on here today. It's like it's on 11, and then instead of just going 9, it rolls all the way back up to like 50 and rolls through all the numbers from 11 to 9. I don't understand this. Girls would walk up to our table, drop flowers in front of me, and the guys would be drooling. But I was just protecting them. They were more like adopted sisters. And that's how they were to me. They were like adopted sisters or daughters or something like that. I never dated anybody that I worked with because I was always afraid I was going to show favoritism or let my own personal emotions get involved over my moral emotions. So, yeah, adopted sisters, adopted kids, whatever the case may be. Man, we have got less than 10 minutes left already. And here I was looking all forward to this Halloween stream. Like I said, if it wasn't for the fact that I couldn't smoke or drink coffee in that mask, I'd still be wearing it. It was definitely a good way to start the stream, though. I can't wait till Halloween night. Like I said, I'll have my headless horseman out there in the yard. What I might do, what I might do, is set up that headless horseman where he's holding his skull in one hand and he's holding candy basket in the other hand. What we
This
got?
coffee's gross. You
This
can have it
this
if you
what is
like
it?
it. It's the cinnamon one.
Cinnamon coffee.
Yeah, it's like cinnamon crumb cake or whatever it is.
Cinnamon crumb cake
I put
coffee.
almond milk and with some creamer in there. I don't like it.
Ooh, I
You
like that.
okay? Well then you can drink it because I don't.
Lots to be said about having a Keurig in the kitchen. Whatever they don't like, I get. And see, that's what I'm doing, Tony. I'm waiting on the warmer temperatures. We're up to 42 right now. Like I said, I've got the headless horseman to put together. I've actually got to build a 2x4 skeleton for him, and then dress each section as I'm putting it together. In the other, and then I'll be up on the other sidewalk. So when the kids come up to get candy out of the basket, I can step off my stack of wood and get them from behind. That's even better because they're going to be afraid that the person holding the basket is the one that's going to move, and it's going to be the one on the other side that gets them. I have to fill the transfer case and rear end the Suburban, move it to start on the truck. Sounds like a fun day, bud. It's still a bit chilly here, too, kind of dry. Bad fire conditions. There's already been one fire burning up here for over a week. Wow. Yeah, we had burn condition alert one day last week, and it lasted that day. Rained like hell that night, and they lifted it. So apparently, apparently they weren't worried about it anymore. But yeah, it's like I said, it's only 42 here. It's only gone up what 8 degrees since I got out of bed at 3:30. So yeah, I think I got another hour, hour and a half before I'm going to go outside and start playing, getting the leaves all blown out of the cemetery and stuff like that. So you can clearly see coming up and down the hill. It just rained here 2 days ago. Of course, I had to walk to work in it. Thank God for my big wool um, cowboy hat and my duster. So I'd be sicker than hell right now if I, because I mean it was 38 degrees and raining. I would have been a mess. And then I had to walk home in the rain that same day. It's supposed to rain here, I think, Wednesday. So I don't know. We did get a fair bit of rain here last Friday night. We had some good storms move through here a couple days ago. Um, I was sitting in there watching TV, and all of a sudden I heard rumbling in the distance and went to the back door and opened it up, and you could see the lightning and stuff in the southwest. So we might have got your storm, Tony. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, guys, it is about that time. Let me see here. We had a few days that were up in the 70s. That dried things out a bit. No rain after that. Man, go figure. Yeah, the power went off, so the fan stopped, and I sat bolt upright. That'll do it to you, especially when it catches you off guard. But all right, guys, that's going to be it, at least for today. I've got to get myself motivated, get a little something, something in my belly before I start going outside and work. I'd hate to be outside and my sugar bottom out. So, y'all take care. Have a great week. Have a good Halloween. If you get the chance, dress up as something really scary and just go out and walk the streets. Maybe you too can end your evening with more candy than you start with. Take care, David. Take care, Tony. All the rest of you that are lurking around in the shadows, have a great week. Have a good Halloween. And we'll see you again next week right here. I have a few diss tracks to work on. There you go. There you go. Love the ones you released yesterday that I've heard so far. Love those. But until next Monday morning, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll see you out there. Take care, y'all.